All right, and we're back. This is part two. So if you haven't listened to part one of the Kyle Whimpey show, definitely listen to that. This is the Aggie Up podcast, but Kyle Whimpey is doing an awesome job on this podcast tonight, talking all things Aggies. Especially got to throw in some major offensive line talk, recruiting talk, and now we're going to move in a little bit into the preview of some of these other games against New Mexico coming up on Saturday. Kyle, what are you expecting to see from the Aggies? I mean, obviously the key to the game against New Mexico is always going to be stopping the run, and so what do you see coming up this Saturday?
Well, I mean, we look at two run-strong teams recently in Wyoming and San Diego State. San Diego State's special. Like I said, I've never seen more team speed. I think they're a real team. I honestly think that they're much better than Boise, but
Mm-hmm.
Boise literally knows how to win. They just know how to win, and they don't have to play well. They just win. And San Diego State is not that way. So unfortunately, I mean they're not a team that's just winning because they're winning. They're winning because they're freaking an inflictor of what they do well and just freaking fast fat. I loved what I saw in San Diego, and they are the best team in the Mountain West in my mind by far, bar none. But looking at New Mexico or looking at the Wyoming game, then I mean, we did relatively well in the rushing game. I mean, we limited their good back to you know under 100 yards, and their quarterbacks really who got most of that. And Coach Wells talked about it. We were undisciplined in pass lanes, and we weren't assignment sound at the spy position, and weren't making open field tackles. So that's why he was able to get off on us. And hate to break it to you guys, but New Mexico's quarterback obviously plays in a triple and double option scheme. The guy can move. So if they want to do a play action pass and get undisciplined in the pass lanes again, like they've proven they do over and 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 over again throughout the season, then we are going to get gashed by these guys. Now, I do take confidence in the fact that we played Air Force well, who's the most comparable team that we've played to with this type of style. And so I think that we'll probably play these guys fairly well also. But I don't know. It's going to be tough. Coach Wells said they're a team that's playing with a lot of confidence. They know who they are. Triple and double options and a lot of variations of it. So it's going to be tough defensively to be assignment sound. The QBs have played well. RBs have played well. Defense brings a lot of pressure. And like we've seen over the past 2-3 games, even going back to Colorado State, our offensive line has not picked up pressures well, and they absolutely have not picked up twist well. And so I think we'll see a lot of that this game. And if we play like we have the last 3-4 games, we are going to look pretty bad on offense. So that's my pessimistic outlook. But I'll always root for the Aggies and call them as the winning team until I see otherwise. But I really have just been disappointed with the mindset and really the execution. A lot of people want to pin it on the coaches, but the scheme is there. The play calls are there. The execution is absolutely not, and that's the reason why we're in the situation we are.
Yeah. I mean, the way I look at it is I think this New Mexico game, like you kind of mentioned, if I'm taking the pessimistic or realistic outlook, I'm thinking this could look ugly at times, and even could be another really tough game, especially for the defense to stop that rushing attack. So it's one of those games that could be ugly, and I think the Aggies are good enough. I think if they come out and play better, or come out and play well, or put together a few quarters consecutively instead of a good third quarter in Wyoming, for example, they could definitely keep it they should keep it close. They should be able to have a chance at the end to pull it out. Um, it's just that's the question. Can this team pull it out at the end of the game? You look at that Air Force game. You can blame it on the reffing and the calls and everything all you want, but the Aggies had chances to win it. They had chances to lose it, and we know what happened. So
Yeah.
it's one of those things that until something changes, I'm gonna go into a game thinking I know what's gonna happen, and Wyoming. We can look at Wyoming as an example. I don't know about you, but I went into that game thinking the Aggies need to score some points. The Aggies need to come in and score some points like they scored some points against Wyoming last year. They need to really play well offensively, and I never in a million years thought 28 points was going to be enough to win the game. Do you have a score? Obviously, we're talking about New Mexico, but kind of obviously these last three games, do you look at this offense as, you know what, the offense is going to have to come out and score X amount of points, or how do you look at it?
Yeah, so I mean, if the defense performs at their 85th in the nation ranking with 4.4 yard average and 192 yards a game, they've been allowing so far, then yeah, we're gonna we're gonna need to score some points because so
Right.
yeah, I mean, if you look at New Mexico, holy cow, New Mexico is the number one team in the nation in rushing yards, a game so far, 6.7 yard average. 358 yards a game, 3,229 yards on 485 attempts, 34 TDs coming on the ground. I mean, that is dirty. And the funny thing is, so I'm on this NCAA statistics website, and I was about to do Control F New Mexico and find them on this rushing yard leaders page, and I didn't even have to. They're just sitting right there at number one, just clear as day. So yeah, what. And it's great. I mean, San Diego State's there, Air Force is there, all those guys are there, and we've seen what they've done to us. So, yeah, the offense will absolutely need to score some points. And like you said, we've got a team of talent. I mean, we've been in just about every game that we've played so far this season, with the exception of USC and San Diego State. But these guys just have not executed in crucial situations. They haven't. It's just been, we've always been one or two guys away from making plays, and they're talking about it every single week. Guys are always talking crap on me, like, it's not execution or whatever. Listen to the players when they talk each week. That's what they're talking about. We got to trust the guy next to us to make a play. He's got to trust that I'm going to do my job, or it's just, a few guys on offense is why it was saying, and when that doesn't work, the play's not successful. We've been singing the same tune. It's not that hard to do your job, and we repeatedly don't do it. So we'll need to score some points for sure, because if we play like we have in the past, every guy's not going to execute. They won't be disciplined in their rush lanes. It's going to be the same way on offense, and it could get ugly quick. I mean, again, number one rushing team in the nation, and we're the number 92 rush defense. So
does it take another loss to kind of start playing different guys, younger guys, getting
yeah,
experience? What do you think?
yeah,
The coaches will do?
Takes one more to then see some changes. Like I said, that's the thing is, people are like, oh, Whimpey said, if you're bowl eligible or whatever, but I mean, the fact of the matter is we've won 3 games, even though one's against an FCS opponent, it still counts. And so we got to win 3 to be bowl eligible, and they're not going to take any chances with that right now. But if we lose one more, I think we'll see a lot more rotation and freedom than we've previously seen. So a lot of what fans are calling for from a give guys an opportunity standpoint will come. I think we'll see maybe another quarterback at that point in time, or some things like that. I also could see the flip side. Coach Wells giving all the seniors the opportunity to, finish out strong and see how they finish. But at the same time, he might, be willing to move on and start preparing for next year, which I think is what you should do.
So on social media, are you on Twitter, by the way, Kyle?
No, I
Okay.
haven't been. I should.
You haven't made the jump to Twitter, huh? So no,
Yeah.
that's completely fine because Twitter's an interesting place, and obviously Facebook and Instagram, they can all be I'm sure interesting at times, but Twitter's really interesting. I mean, I threw out every time we record a podcast, I'll throw out, hey, I'm gonna have Kyle Wimpey on, or we're gonna preview Wyoming or whatever. What questions do you have? What do you want us to cover? And I got some interesting responses. Um, One was, do you have any eligibility left? And obviously you don't, or that would be great. But that was just kind of a funny one. Basically, we kind of touched on a couple of the other ones. Um, uh, about you playing or coaching, obviously. Let's see. What about and the other one that I was thinking of, obviously in a perfect world, talk about the quarterback position. Would you go with Hobbs? Would you go with Myers? Do you did you see enough from Hobbs? Do you think he deserves a chance? Would you go with Myers? What are your thoughts?
You know it. Yeah. I was very very encouraged by Hobbs and his performance in that game, and I thought he was zipping the ball well. I thought he took chances and opportunities, and I thought he ran the read option like Kent Myers used to, which is why we all fell in love with Kent Myers,
Mm-hmm.
is because of his ability to play smart and run the read option well, and he's simply just stopped doing that. So yeah, I think Hobbs did play well enough to at least open the competition up this week and see who wants it. But I really do. I like what he brings at 225 pounds to the table. I thought I was very comfortable with him out there when I was there. A lot of the reasons why he wasn't playing and why Kent initially won that job and Daryl is because he wasn't ready mentally to step in and play that quarterback position. That's probably the reason he left Oregon. If people really think about it, if he was smart with the athletic ability that he has, he would be the starting quarterback at Oregon right now. So there's reasons why he didn't win that spot early, and Kent did. So it's not like he's the clear cut choice right now, but I do like what I saw from him and think that he probably deserves to steal some time, more time in the next few games. And if Kent Myers is injured, hopefully he's not, and he's fine and ready to go. I definitely think that he's earned the opportunity that he has to lead the Aggies on the field as a starter.
Yeah, and I mean, just speaking of tough questions, I mean, seems like every question that I ask Coach Wells kind of revolves around, hey, are we going to see changes? Are you going to try something else? Are you going to stop calling the plays and let somebody else call the plays and you be the head coach? Are you going to play a different quarterback, And I don't know. I mean, that's definitely been something. Is Coach Wells being too loyal to Kent, or is Kent? And this is my opinion. I believe Kent Myers is the better quarterback, but
Yeah.
is Coach Wells being just too loyal, or up to this point maybe was he just being too loyal to try something, anything to kind of add a spark to the team, or why wouldn't he give somebody else a chance?
I think because there's offensive line play that's been suspect and receiver play that's been suspect. I mean, we've got a young receiving core and and running backs and pass protection that's been suspect. And so to go ahead and pin poor performance on Kent Myers is not right when considering those other factors. A lot of people see they don't remember the fact that maybe his arm got hit when he threw that pick like you did see with Hobbs
Yep.
or maybe pressure was in his face or maybe the guy dropped the pass or whatever it is, and so it's hard to just pin that on him and say, hey Kent, you're going to ride the bench, especially knowing intimately as the head coach exactly the factors that went into that. So I just think that it hasn't been clean enough everywhere else to really